Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
We're going to start out today by talking about the low-performing game, Star Wars Outlaws. The CEO of Ubisoft blames the low sales, the poor performance of the game on the Star Wars brand, not the fact that the game was broken on launch.
Well,
Well,
he's not entirely wrong.
tell that to Star Wars, the Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order games.
That also came out at a different time. That started, Jedi Fallen Order came out in late 2019.
Okay.
And yes, that's during the sequel fiasco, but I think there were a lot of
When
people
did
who
Survivor
still had hope.
come out?
Survivor came out a couple of years ago.
Okay,
But
so it
Fallen
came
Order,
out during the bad times.
yeah, but Fallen Order was well liked. Fallen Order
Yes, it
already
was.
had people who were going to play the sequel no matter what state Star Wars was or was not in.
Okay.
So I would say Fallen Order got out ahead, or it kind of came out during that time when people were like, I still want to love Star Wars. I know some of these sequel movies aren't the best maybe, but I want to play Star Wars. It was like the first really big Star Wars game, not counting Battlefront 1 and 2, which were not exactly Star Wars story games, even though Battlefront 2 did have a story, if you know what I mean.
Right. But the CEO made comments that the sales of Outlaws is because of the whole Star Wars franchise being in choppy waters, as he put it.
I like that he throws it under the bus and acknowledges
Right under the
it.
bus. Thunk thunk. Star Wars.
What's interesting is it's like it's a big CEO acknowledging the issues of Disney Star Wars, right? Because it's always like, all the fans are crazy. Star Wars is doing just fine. Well, now, we have somebody like, actually, Star Wars is not doing well, and it was not.
Yeah, it was a shareholder Q&A kind of addressing complaints that it didn't hit the sales goals they set. It had a softer than expected sale on release. It was a huge drop in Ubisoft's share value to the lowest it had been in the last 10 years.
Well,
It's also Ubisoft, which in my
it's not
records
loved.
doesn't have a good track
No,
record.
they're not a beloved. Maybe once upon a time,
Maybe.
but nowadays everything they do is kind of looked on with doubt and skepticism.
Well, and let's be real here. The game on release was really, really buggy.
It was. I've enjoyed the videos.
Oh my gosh.
We own the game on PS5, but we have not played it. You played that demo
I
that
did.
they released, and
I
then
didn't like driving.
yeah, and then we were in a store and we saw it like dirt cheap, and we're like, you know what? We're gonna
Pull
play
the
it
trigger.
eventually. Probably pull the trigger.
The game had really, really cruddy stealth. It had lackluster space-based sections. Word of mouth around the game was really
was
bad
bad,
when
yeah.
it came out. So how do you expect the release to go well when everyone who's playing the game is like, dude, this isn't working. It's a bad game. People were also tired of Ubisoft's repetitive formula across all of its games. They're all the same game. So Outlaws got hit with the brunt of all this problem. There was a bunch of stuff. Not to mention there was controversy around the main character.
Yeah,
People-
her appearance and
Yes, people didn't like Kay Vess.
yeah.
They thought what her job was and everything seemed unrealistic for the character and whatever.
Well, I think
stuff.
it was a visual thing too. A lot of people kind of
Yeah.
why can't we have good looking female characters in games? I don't understand the whole controversy around that one. Like, people like to look
Yeah.
at pretty characters. I don't think there's a problem with that.
There are games that are designed for women that are pretty characters because we like to look at the pretty characters
I was
too.
just going to say, we've had this discussion off microphone where we talk about, we talk all the time. We should literally, every time we go on a car trip, just record it because we
Yeah,
just
there's
talk
some
about.
great stuff.
It's actually really good stuff. And I'm not just saying that because it's us and
No,
I'm
it's great
biased,
stuff.
but it's great stuff. And we have talked about how, like, women actually like to look at pretty girl characters too.
You remember how
Or
mad?
in anime or in
Yeah.
movies or whatever.
Do you remember how mad I was when they changed Spider-Woman Jessica Drew's outfit in the comics?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm still heated about that. The new one has kind of grown on me, whatever. But her old costume was good. It looked good, like Captain Marvel's in the comics with the one-piece bathing suit thing with the leather with the
She's all leathered
red
up, yeah.
sash. I really liked
Yeah.
that look. I thought it looked really pretty. It was well designed, and they're like, cover her up.
Yeah.
I know. Let's go back to that mohawk helmet thing. No, it's ugly. It's ugly. I didn't want to see it. There's even games that are for girls. There's like a dress-up Nikki game where you put on different outfits and buy clothes, and it's in the clothes have different powers. It's a girl thing.
I'll trust you on that one.
Okay. But yeah, Kay Vess wasn't liked.
No, I don't think she was like hideous to look upon or anything quite as some people may have said it. But like, there seems to be a concerted effort, maybe in games and elsewhere, to try to make some of the characters look less appealing, especially to the male gaze, as it is called. And
I don't know. They got away with that in Jedi Survivor. Handlebar mustache look. That was not a good look. I'm just...
Well, yeah, but that's a male character.
Yeah, and they don't care if it's a male character.
No, that's the real problem with it. Like, male characters can look just buff and outrageously, like, beyond any possible human being could attain that physique other than maybe crazy bodybuilders, but that's fine.
The female character should be beautiful.
Well, beautiful on the inside is all that matters for them. It don't matter what they look like on the outside, right?
So during this shareholder meeting, somebody in the audience stood up and asked a couple questions. What have you learned from the failure in terms of sales? Have you learned anything in terms of pricing, in terms of marketing? The CEO responded, "We didn't reach our sales targets. The game suffered from a number of items. The brand that it belonged to was in a bit of choppy waters. The game still had a few items that needed to be polished."
Then why did you release it would be my follow-up question.
Yeah, he did kind of add in there quickly that they polished up with the early weeks of the release and all, but they're saying that it did affected sales volumes. But then he was like, "Hey, don't worry. We're porting it to the Switch 2, new version of the game. It'll be great. Buy that one."
Oh, so the brand is better now, or...
Just the game, I guess?
Well, I mean, you're kind of contradicting yourself. If you're saying, like, it was actually Star Wars' fault. Yeah, we could have maybe polished the turd up a little bit more and delivered it, but...
It's not just a Star Wars brand issue.
No, I think it's kind of funny, because why would you spend time releasing the game on another platform if the brand itself is damaged and that's the reason you didn't sell units?
Well, and also look at this. We just had a huge sale of Star Wars Battlefront 2. We talked about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we've
that
been
it was like the
playing it,
best-selling game in May or something.
Well, top like 12 or something. It wasn't like number 12 or something, which is ridiculous for an 8-year-old game.
Yes. So he's blaming Star Wars as a brand, but then Battlefront 2 is like, hold my beer.
Hold my blue
I'm older
mouth,
than you, and I will sell better than you this whole month.
Yeah. Yeah, it did too.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not like 100% wrong. He's trying to deflect. He's doing what a good politician / CEO does, and like, no, it's not our fault. It's somebody else's fault.
Couldn't have been our fault.
But there is a kernel of truth in there that the brand isn't exactly what it once was.
That's kind of hilarious because you know how much they probably paid for the licensing to make a Star Wars game?
Oh, crazy. I don't even want to know, especially because they would have had to get the rights before things went downhill.
That remake of KOTOR, if it comes out, that thing will sell like hotcakes no matter what state Star Wars is in.
Probably. I mean, unless they're like, we're going to just totally redo it and it's not the same thing anymore. Oh, you thought Bastila was pretty, we're going to make her... Gonna make her look hideous, like a horse's ass.
I don't think they would change the look of the character. That's part of the game.
Sure, but we're talking about perhaps an industry that doesn't care what you think and feel. We need to teach you a thing or two about what you think and feel and how wrong it is. I don't know. We'll see if it ever gets made. I highly doubt they would. I'm just saying,
I know.
You never know.
I feel like they'll keep the general aesthetic of the character.
I would bet on that, yes. But that is all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think about this. Is Star Wars to blame, or is it just Ubisoft being Ubisoft?
I think it's both. I think it's an Ubisoft problem, and they're just deflecting.
No, I think it's mainly they made a bad game. Because if it had been a great game, the funny thing is, I think games are kind of they're kind of detached, right? Because if a great Star Wars game came out and by whatever company it might be, as long as it's not one of the hated companies, which is like 90% of them, if it was a great game, nobody would care the state of Star Wars. They'd buy the game and play it. I think games, for whatever reason, oftentimes do, like I said, kind of get separated from the brand. If it's just a good game, people will just look at it as a good game and want to play it. And it's not like, oh, Star Wars is, I hate Star Wars and it's this and that, but that's a good game, so I'm just going to play it.
It's a good game, though.
Anyway.
I'll let you finish closing us out.
Yeah, I don't know where I was, so thanks for watching.